Greetings, it's Wednesday, January 20th. 10 new subscribers. Aboxatax, Cindy Claybourne, onpaperdoc, claireonthedl, pierceplays, Stacy Jones 21, jimmyhendz, brrrcoldiam, mylowinks, and rocketraft. Welcome, thanks for subscribing. Okay, in today's episode we've got the turkey tetrazzini in the slow cooker. For convenience and easy copying, I've got the ingredients list in the more info section in the sidebar and the video description. And so, without further ado, let's make some turkey tetrazzini. Okay, we start off 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup and a can of cream of celery. Okay, add to that 2 cans of mushroom stems and pieces without draining the juice. We want the juice in for this. Next, we throw in a dash of nutmeg, 2 tablespoons of parsley. Fresh is better, but you use what you got. A medium onion that's been diced and then sauteed until it was just starting to caramelize. 2 cups of cheese. I'm using sharp cheddar. Mix all this in together. Add in 2 cans of chicken broth. Now this recipe originally called for I think it was 3 cups of water, but I decided that instead of just throwing in water, why not use some chicken broth and add some flavor in addition to having the liquid add the flavor. And I think it works really good. And of course, 2 pounds of ground turkey that's been browned up ahead of time. On a side note, I can't help but to wonder why it is they call it browning meat when it doesn't actually turn brown unless you caramelize it, unless you cook it long enough for it to caramelize. It actually turns kind of a grayish color. Of course, I suppose to say graying meat wouldn't be very appetizing, would it? But still, I wonder where that originated. And finally, add in 4 cups of broken spaghetti, which basically works out to most of a 2-pound box. And get all of that mixed in. Okay. Now I've got my slow cooker here. I've already sprayed the crock with a butter-flavored non-stick cooking spray. We'll just work all this into it. Now, this one isn't quite one of those set it and forget it slow cooker things, because as you can see, the spaghetti is dry and stiff, and it's not cooperating very much at first. So what you need to do, when you get it in there, turn your slow cooker on high, put your cover on there, and then you let it go. And about every 15-20 minutes you look in on it. And as it heats up, you start getting some steaming going on in there, and the liquid starts to heat up. Your spaghetti will start to soften and be a whole lot more stirrable. Alright, this has had about a half an hour or so to get started. And as you can see, the spaghetti has softened up considerably. Not completely, but it's softened up a bunch, enough to where you can make sure it all gets worked in. The idea is that you don't want to leave any dry spaghetti exposed. Otherwise, because if you do, it'll end up, there's a shot that it could end up being dried out. And dried spaghetti doesn't taste very good. It's kind of crunchy and unpleasant to eat. Just working in here like this. Maybe spoon up a little bit of the liquid and scatter it across the top. making sure that all the spaghetti is wet. And now, cover back on here. And this pretty much should go on its own. Switch it from high down to low. And in about 4 hours, 5 hours or so, it'll be ready to go. Okay, our turkey tetrazzini's been going for about 4.5 hours on low now, after getting a jump start on high for about a half an hour at the beginning. And oh boy, that smells good. Take the lid off of here. And let's plate this up. Oh yeah, this looks great. And I guarantee you, it smells even better. Okay, I'll go ahead and turn the crock pot off. And there you have it. Turkey tetrazzini, slow cooker style. Very good. Smells and tastes every bit as good as it looks. Enjoy it. I'm certainly going to. Yesterday's question of the day was that, forgetting for a moment that God wouldn't actually do things this way, what if God told you that tomorrow at noon Jesus would return? Today's question of the day: if you could go back in time and change one thing in all of history, what would it be and why? As always, I'm at tinfoilchef.com. Thanks for watching this episode of Equals Pie. The dirty word of the day: lump.